If I asked you if you loved yourself, you'd probably say yes. But when you really think about it, how do you treat yourself? What do you say to yourself? Let's talk about that. Welcome to Crystal Clear Hope. I am Hope Knowles and I'm here to get you motivated. So today I want to talk to you all about loving yourself like your life depends on it, because in actuality it really does. So when we're talking about that, let's first look at how we are treating ourselves physically. We know that the Bible tells us that our body is a temple. How are you treating this temple? Are you putting the right foods inside of it, or are you eating candy or sugary cereal for breakfast? Do you work out so that you can get the movement, the cardio, the strength training that you need to help your body perform at its best level, or are you a couch potato? Are you drinking enough water? Like literally, so many people don't drink enough water. It seems very simple. You'll reach for juice or soda or something like that when you're thirsty, but water is what's really meant to quench your thirst. So I want you to look at yourself and reflect after this video personally. How are you treating this temple? In addition to looking to how you are treating yourself physically, let's talk about how you're treating yourself emotionally. What are the things that you say about yourself? And I'm not talking about if somebody asks you to write a biography or the things that you say out loud to other people. I'm talking about those internal thoughts, the things that no one would know about but you. What are the things that you are saying to yourself? Those negative thoughts when you mess up and you say you're stupid, or you say you're never going to make it, or you're never going to get married, and these things are not going to happen to your life, in your life. Look at those thoughts and get really honest about the things that you are saying to you, because what you're saying to you matters. So we've talked about how we treat ourselves physically as well as emotionally. Now, I want you to ask yourself, would you do those things to God? If he came to your home, would you offer him junk food? Would you say the negative things that you say to yourself, would you say those to God? And the reality is, even though you probably wouldn't say it if he was standing in front of you, you kind of are saying it to him. As a born again believer, we know that we have the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit, living on the inside of us. So when you're telling yourself all of those negative things, you're not only saying it to you, but you're saying it to the Spirit. You are saying it, to the Spirit of God that lives on the inside of you. Now, the reason I say you have to love like your life depends on it is because it does. If you don't love yourself, it's going to impede your ability to make decisions when it comes to your life. You'll find yourself choosing the wrong friends, the wrong partners, career, because you're not doing it out of love. We have to remember that God is love, and if God is love, then of course he wants you to love yourself as well. If you have been in bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship, and you're always blaming your partner or other people, are like, God, why can't I meet the right person? It's time to take a look at yourself and realize that you are the common denominator in those situations. So maybe you need to take a break from dating. I'm not saying you're going to be alone for the rest of your life, but maybe you need to take a break and really look at you, because if you're the common denominator, there's something inside of you that you need to work on. And that is what I had to do. I had to go years without really being in a serious relationship, and it wasn't my intent to go years. Please believe me, that was just God's plan. But I had to take time to work on myself and really learn me, really learn to love me, learn to set boundaries, and not just in relationships, but with friendships, with family members. Learn to say what I will and will not tolerate from someone, and be willing to cut them off if they're not going to respect the boundaries that I set for myself, because I had to learn to love myself like that. And learning to love myself began with me learning to build a relationship and love God. I couldn't learn how to love me without him, because God is love. So throughout that process, I took the time to really tap in, build my relationship with God, and learn what unconditional love of God is. Now, if you want to continue to grow in your relationship with God and learn how to really depend on him and surrender, I'm going to have a video at the end of this video called How to Depend on God, and I definitely recommend that you watch that, because that's going to help you along the way with your journey. I love you guys so much. I want you to have an amazing day on purpose. I am Hope Knowles. This has been your Monday motivation, and I will see you the next time. Bye. Now make sure you go ahead and click subscribe as well as that bell and set your notification preferences. That way you'll be notified whenever I post a new video, because next Monday, part 2, A Love Like Your Life Depends on It, is going to come out, and we're going to go even deeper on how you can learn to love yourself as well as how you can learn to love God unconditionally. We know He loves us unconditionally, but I also want to show you how you can love Him unconditionally.